Welcome to Draft House, everyone. I am Joe. Today we'll be doing a Detroit Lions 2026 NFL mock draft. As a reminder, like and subscribe as we go through this. We'll be doing team mock drafts before and after free agency. We'll also be doing some other content as we get to the 2026 NFL draft. The Lions are on the clock. They are a team that ended up missing the playoffs last year. Want to bounce back, and there's some key needs on this team. I think that they're edge rusher, corner, some offensive line depth, maybe some starters on the interior will all have to be addressed. So let's look at the first pick here at 16. You know, not none of the top corners are on the board. Think, we're not going to do trades in these mock drafts just because it's too hard to predict. I think you would go Keldrick Falk, get the edge rusher filled. Now, he's a better run defender than he is a pass rusher, but I still think being across from Aiden Hutchinson could be really good for him long term. Helping stop the run is also key valuable for him and for this team, and I think that's going to be good for him down the stretch. All right, so two corners here I think we should consider at pick number 50. I think D'Angelo Pons, he's a shorter guy, could probably play in the slot, played outside at Indiana. Chris Johnson, more of the outside guy. I'm going to take D'Angelo Pons. I think, could play in the slot, could leave, Brian Branch at safety instead of bringing him down into the slot. With this, I think that they can do a lot of things, whether they keep him outside or inside. And the ability to move people around, I think, is going to be really key for that defense, and I think that does upgrade their defense pretty significantly with those first two picks. All right, pick 118. Now it says tackle. I think guard would probably be a pick that would probably make more sense. But not in this case. I'm going to go Isaiah World, a guy who before the season was a guy who was rated highly, kind of going into things, but really still really raw, athletic, and really needs to be kind of like fine tune his game. And that's something we'll have to figure out as we go along here. But taking a tackle in the fourth round, at the very least for depth, and maybe a long term option if you can develop them, is not a bad thing. And this board sets up pretty well too. I mean, I wouldn't mind doubling down on corner, taking it to Cario Davis, a much different corner than D'Angelo Pons because he's a much bigger guy, can play on the outside. Um, but I think Pat Coogan to help the interior offensive line, started his career at Notre Dame, gives us awesome pregame speeches, goes to Indiana, helps them win a national title. I think that's a good pick in round five. Could also have gone with Logan Jones, who's here at 180. Obviously, not anymore after we took Pat Coogan, but all the needs are filled. I don't usually always fill all the needs with the first couple picks, and obviously this will become more clear once free agency hits. But we go to pick 180 now. Probably just trying to get some guys who are depth pieces or guys who can, um, play special teams to start and develop. Let's go with let's go with Jeff Caldwell out of Cincinnati. Get another wide receiver for some depth there, and then we will take. Let's go with Roman Hemby would be good here, but let's go Isaiah Nakobia from SMU, the safety. Let's get a different position in here. Bryce Betcher, the linebacker out of Oregon, at pick 204. Let's get the linebacker in there for the special teams. A guy who might end up playing baseball instead of football, but if you get an inkling that he might be able to play football for you, I think it's worth taking him here. And James Thompson's top of the board. You haven't taken an interior defensive lineman. I think that'd be good just for, again, rotational depth purposes. So we'll take him, James Thompson Jr. out of Illinois, with the last pick for the Lions in this draft. Now we're going to get to the grading of the draft by PFF. Let's see what they give us here. Give us an A minus, not too bad. Keldrick Falk falls into the lap at pick 17. Now, again, good run defender. How does he, improve his pass rush? Does being across from Aiden Hutchinson help him just automatically? Probably a little bit. But I think that's a good starting base to work with at pick 17 as a guy who's going to help stop the run. Pick 50, D'Angelo Pons, undersized corner, but plays so well. Obviously has a lot of experience going up against Jeremiah Smith this past year, but also high school. So he is a guy that I think will be fitted right in at the NFL level, whether you play him in the slot or play him on the outside. All right, round number 4, pick 118, Isaiah World, the raw tackle from Oregon, really needs to develop and refine his game. Pick 155, the center from Indiana, Pat Coogan, the transfer from Notre Dame. Pick 180, Jeff Caldwell, the wide receiver from Cincinnati. Pick 187, Isaiah Nakobia, SMU, the safety there. Linebacker Bryce Betcher, pick 204, the Oregon prospect, and then pick 222, defensive lineman James Thompson Jr. from Illinois. So let me know what you think of this mock draft down in the comments below. What was your favorite pick? What was your least favorite pick? Make sure to let me know. Like and subscribe as we go along with more NFL teams. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.